So how many? It came with all the same size clips?
All the same size.
Oh, that's easy. Easy. Sweet. It can be. Oh, they're working on the driver's side right now. But yeah, it ain't nothing to hang it.
Yeah, beautiful. Ain't nothing to hang it, you said?
Yeah, you got the mounts on the firewall.
Yeah, it would be nice to knock it out all in one shot.
Well, they'll be done with that in 20 minutes. Bobby's back. Where you been, Bobby?
Working. Making money. Buying new clothes.
Got those. Hitting this 180, man. I found a low spot, unfortunately, so I had to put a little filler on there. Wish I didn't have to do that, but whatever. So we're gonna block this, block the trunk. We're gonna patch the fenders, and put the molding on. That's the plan for this car today. All right, here we are. We got the trunk in 180 on the top side with the acrylic block and some Durablocks. And then the underside we got in 320. So the underside's ready for sealer at some point and paint, and then this side's ready for probably 2 more coats of high build and then 400. So take you next door. You got the music on over there?
I mean, I don't think Scarface has a good voice for copywriters, but you never know.
Maybe. So we're mocking up the trim over here, and it's looking good. We got the fender hung, traced out with the pencil. Got the fender patched. Yeah, man, I like the black insert. It's gonna go with the black interior, huh? And you ain't got to do nothing to it. Like, you don't got to dye it or paint it or nothing. Yeah, man. That's fixed. And then we got this in 180. It's ready for 2 more rounds. Or 1 more round, 2 more coats of high build. 400. It's ready for paint. Yeah, man. So, bring y'all back once we get the other side of the moldings on.
So what do I do?
You want to crosshatch.
Like this, right? At an angle?
Yeah, I would spread your hands a little bit further on the edge of the block. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And all you're going to do is just crosshatch the guide coat off. Mm-hmm. Any more of that?
Now, does it matter how hard you dig into it?
At this stage, you want to dig in, but you don't want to take the epoxy off. You know, but like, I mean, once you okay, that's one pass. You clean it off and you see what you got. Okay, you see where you missed? Missed a little bit up here. Now, I mean, I have smaller blocks. Now, if that don't sand down, then that's a low. But I think it'll sand down.
Well, it does have like a little valley here.
A little valley? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I think it's part of where the trim goes.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, the guide coat shows you that, you know, right away. Yeah, man. We're getting it in. We're over here getting it in. Okay. So now you can take that same round block and hit this area right here because it's contoured.
So again, going up.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah. Now, okay. Now you're talking.
see, like I'm more comfortable this way, going this way than the other way.
Yeah.
I'm actually going this way. I don't know why.
You know, you can hold it with this little area right here. You can get it with one hand.
Does it matter how long
The stroke is? At this stage, not really. Not really. Yeah. At this stage, not really. Okay, now you see, I think we're digging into the under layer.
Okay.
We don't want to go too far. We already know that it's never been repaired. It's never had any dents. There's really no need to keep digging all the way to bare metal. We don't, because now you have to feather it all out, and all you're doing is creating more work at that point. So we see obviously the lows. You know what I mean? So really, I would say that this whole top of the quarter panel, sail panel, that don't need any type of filler work. You need a little bit right here where we did a repair. We already did the antenna, but we should, down low is going to be a little harder. That's why I like to do on a rotisserie, because you could flip it up and really get to it, versus here, it's a little bit more, labor intensive down low.
And then you would grab this.
You want to put guide coat first. You always want to use guide coat. Without guide coat, you really can't see what you're doing. You know what I mean? Huh? Yeah. Some people use spray paint. Some people use this powder. The black epoxy, kind of has it built in because it sands, gray. But we went with white. Okay. Yes, sir.
Now, do we take it for granted that maybe there's nothing here, or do we get that as well?
Well,
down there it looks really, really good. I mean,
that's the decision you got to make.
on the fly.
Well, yeah, on the fly. But I mean, how far do you want the car? I mean, some people buff their floor pans. Some people rattle can them. You know what I mean? So.
I don't know, if somebody's standing this close to the car, we're getting an uppercut.
Yeah, they don't need to be that close to the car.
Yeah.
So what I was taught is, and I've said this in the videos before, whatever's eye level, you want 100%. Okay. For example, like this, the roof, the roof opening, the hood, the trunk, the top of the doors, where you reach for the door handle, you want that 100%. Okay. You get down a little bit lower, you can get away with 90%. You can get away with 80. Down on the bottom, you could get away with 75% effort, because where's the focus going to be when you're looking at the car?
The shiny stuff.
The shiny stuff and eye level.
Yeah.
Especially if this car is going to be on the ground, then is it really that crucial way down here? No, it's not. I would spend more time, what Johnny's doing, making that moonroof look good.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to see through that.
Right, that's going to be high level.
So start. Does it matter which way to start?
I'll probably drop the chair a little bit first. There we go. Yeah. That block's a little big for that area, but it'll work.
So would you suggest what, the other one?
I would do the acrylic first. I have a smaller acrylic. You want me to get that?
No, we'll go with it.
All right. Now, when you go over you're going over the peak.
Uh-huh.
You spend a lot of time on the peak with that 80 grit. It's going to get it down to bare metal quick, because it's sharp.
Okay.
So don't go over the peak.
So
Let me get a smaller block.
good. Like, it doesn't look like that.
Right. The reason why these lows are is because somebody filled the trim holes and bonded it, and then used a DA. So that's work. So I would do okay. So I would stand up and sand down. With that block, you can use one hand. Okay. Now, if you come and you cross hatch this the other way, I bet you that'll flatten out. So hit it that way. Yes.
Like this.
And I bet this area right here will flatten out. Is that a dent? It's actually low. You can feel that.
Yeah.
You feel it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Uh-huh.
I mean, barely. But
Barely. The super build will feel that. What about this area right here?
There's something going on.
Spend some time on that. See if what it does. It's also a low.
See what's happening is
Yeah, it's
when
low.
I go with the blanc,
It's hitting right here. You see what it's doing? It's hitting right here, and it's hitting right here.
Yeah.
That tells you all this is low, and you can actually feel it.
But is it low because it needs body work, or
Yeah.
is it low because of the body line conflict?
No, it's low because of it needs filler, because it's not low here. So we got bare metal here. We're breaking through to the original paint here, and we haven't even sanded here because the guide coat's still there. This needs a skim. Let's try back here. Yes, sir. Hey, big girl. Yeah, you're sitting on the wrong side of the fan. All right, so now we see what we got. Obviously right there. Remember when I said that that black guide coat on the white epoxy is going to be a dead giveaway?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then when I feel it, is this?
A little bit there?
Something here. I don't know. I don't. Maybe not.
Go with the Durablock. Where's that Durablock at?
Underneath the.
Oh, okay. Sometimes the acrylic is too rigid, you know, and it. Okay, hold on. You see what's going on? You see, you're already about to break through, so I'd stop.
Okay.
Maybe do a little more time in this area right here with that Durablock.
It's already breaking there.
That's okay. It's all right. That's good and bad. It's good. It lets you know that we didn't put a whole lot of material on there. If we're barely sanding and we're already breaking through, that's good. You don't want a lot of buildup, especially on the edges, because that results in chips, paint chips. Okay, so now I think we established the lows. We can spread some filler
Well,
and see what happens.
I want to kind of do this.
Okay, go for it. You need guide coat?
Yeah.
What do you think about that honey? For big areas, it's good.
Good for big areas.
You see how it's filling in all those 80 grit scratches? Yeah.
So will this one still use the?
I would use the Durablock down low. Might have to sit down on the floor to get it. Yeah, man. All right, today's Saturday, June 11th, 2022, and we're going to be putting some work in on the 68. It's extremely hot. It's already 90 degrees, 75% humidity, and it's, oh, we got a little friend right there, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's supposed to be about 103 today, extremely hot. Don't know how much we're going to get done, but last week, unfortunately, on the passenger side, we already got we got it blocked down and put some filler and blocked that down. So passenger side is ready for some super build, polyester primer. Can't really show in the video. Today's goal is to get the driver's side ready for the same and the firewall. I don't see why we couldn't get that done. We're also going to finish up on the hood. I'll take you over there and show you the hood. Get the radiator support gutted yesterday in preparation for powder coat. We got to prep these pieces today. DA them. I don't know what we're going to do with that. We might wait for sandblast on that. But just some miscellaneous parts that need to be still caught up with the rest of the body. Start on a rust repair on the hood. I had about 5 sections that need to be replaced. So that's today's plan also. Bobby G is going to be taking care of that. So hopefully at the end of the day, the hood's done. These parts are DA'd and ready for epoxy, and the other side is ready for polyester primer. That's the goal at least. I don't see why we can't get that. So bring you guys back as we get some work in. There's one right here. Yeah, so here we are, it's lunchtime. Got these fenders blocked down, 80 grit on a block. Need some filler work down low, naturally. That's where we shave the antenna. So we need some more filler work down low, a little bit right here. Otherwise, the fenders are really nice.
Taste it?
Yeah, it looks like ice cream. Man, we got quite a mess in here. Door's really nice. Needs a little skim down low and down low at the lead joint there. This quarter's not bad. Not bad at all. Do a little repair here. Bodywork the flange that we made for the roof. I think the worst of the car was this quarter panel over here. But it's straight now. And I worked on the firewall. Got it all smoothed out around the master cylinder, brake booster I mean. Down low, up top. So really all that's left is probably a couple more hours on this driver's side. And then either early in the morning or tomorrow night, I'm gonna spray super build on the areas that were needed, which is the quarters. Really, that's it, a little bit on firewall maybe, but not the whole car. I don't think the whole car needs it. Doesn't need anything back here. So, it's 95 degrees out here. Oh, it's supposed to be 104. Doing it the right way, JBL?
The only way we know how.
So I'm thinking we're like I said yesterday, 4 weeks away, 4 weekends away from paint and color, man. For sure. The trunk's already done. It's ready for primer and 400. And we got these pieces ready for epoxy. D8 and down, 80 grit. The hood's looking all right, man. That was what he was worried about, huh?
Yeah, it looks great.
Outside of this repair, man, the thing is straight. Gonna go quick. So we'll bring you guys back here at the end of the day. We'll wrap it up. All right, so here we are. We got this thing blocked down right now. It's an epoxy block down with 80 grit, and the filler work is done. Had a little bit of action going on here. Just a little bit of action on the corners of the moonroof. We've got the firewall done. Just a little bit of filler on the edges where we welded it and around the brake booster. This side, not near as much going on. Just a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit around the pieces that we replaced. So next up is, it's too hot to spray any primer right now. It's still 91 degrees. It's 7 o'clock at night. So I'm going to come in here either early in the morning or tomorrow night and spray it in 2 rounds of super build, evercoat super build, and the process continues. So man, we made good progress on this thing today. The fenders are done. I'll go show y'all fenders. So we got these parts right here in 80 grit DA, ready for some epoxy. Start the process. This is the fenders, passenger fender. Shave the antenna hole. Patch the corner. Minimal body work on these. So tomorrow I'm gonna come in, like I say, either tomorrow morning or tomorrow night, probably tomorrow night, and do 2 round super build on this also, hopefully. Process starts. Trunk's sitting over here. Trunk's ready for the next round of primer. So we got a lot done today. So bring you guys back once I start spraying some super build. All right, today's Monday morning, June 13th, 2022. I wanted to get out here early today before it gets too hot. The temperature gets too hot to spray the super build. So I'm going to be putting a few coats of super build 4.1 polyester primer on it. Hadn't sprayed this stuff in over a year. I'm going to be using a 2.0 Iwata gun. So I'm going to go over the areas that had it, you know, bodywork, you know, firewall, really the edges of the firewall, mainly this passenger side quarter. And really, that's really a little on the driver's side, but I'm not going to be coating the whole car. There's no need for it. Maybe a little bit around the roof opening. Probably go 3 coats. Probably go 1 coat over the heavy areas, and then 2 coats over the panels. So it's about 6:45 in the morning or so. It's 81 degrees out here, which is good. Last time when I tried to spray the SPI 2K high build about 2 weeks ago. I did it in 97-degree weather and it did not want to cooperate. Really thick. It was drying before it even hit the panel, no matter what I did. So it was just too hot. So I wanted to get out here. I was either going to do it last night or this morning. So we're out here getting it in Monday morning. So let me get this stuff mixed up. Got to wipe the car down. I'm going to mask off the roof tub a little bit and get to spraying. So I'll bring you guys back. All right, here we are. About an hour later. I got this thing in 3 coats where it counts, and one coat where it really don't count. So mainly just the quarters. It's not a whole lot to look at. Obviously, it's just primer. Quarter, hit that 3 times. Hit here 3 times. Hit around the roof 3 times. Doors 3 times. Firewall, only where I did the bodywork 3 times, and then 1 or 2 in the other areas, just to basically empty the gun. Man, it's already 90 degrees, but it's a big step for the 68. I think we're done. We're done with filler, hopefully. So man, the thing about the super build, I was mixing 32 ounces each round, and you really got to get rid of it quick, or it starts drying really quick. So basically, as fast as you can spray a quart is about how long it takes to dry in the gun. So, big step for the 68. I think next, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to go ahead and wheel the fenders in here, get those things in super build, and maybe get those other parts in epoxy. Might as well, since I'm already out here. So, bring you guys back when I do that. All right, here we are. Here are the fenders. So, like I said previously, you shave the antenna hole. We did a little patch down low. That was really it. Drilled the holes for the trim. This side, patch down low. Drill the holes for the trim. Pretty straightforward. Really solid fenders. You can see where it had the wave or the dips. Real minimal. This side, not as bad. Yep. So, I'm going to continue with the super build. Wave be gone in the can. For this, I think I was going to spray maybe 16 ounce each round. Yep. It's getting warmer. It's 91, 65% humidity. But I think we'll be all right with these small parts. After this, I think I'm going to keep going and spray that epoxy. So I'll bring you guys back once I get these things coated. All right, here we are about 30 minutes later. I got these things in 3 coats. 3 coats where it counts, 2 where it don't, and 1 where I wanted to empty out the gun. But actually 15 ounces worked out great. So that's 9 ounces of, 12 ounces. 9 ounces of paint and 3 ounces of the activator. Mixes 4 to 1. So I'm going to wheel these things out, let them bake in the sun. It's getting warm in here. It's 95 now. We're at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Monday. So I think next up I'm just going to keep going, and we're going to get the epoxy sprayed. That way everything is done and everything can bake. So overall, like I said, we shaved the antenna, did a little patch on the bottom. So next up, when I was spraying that super build, I'm spraying it full trigger, full fan, 35 PSI with a 2.0 tip. It's about the only way it lays out good. They recommend 1.8 to 2.5, I believe. 2.5 would probably be better, but the 2.0 will get it if you up the pressure. So laid out pretty good. It's a lot easier spraying smaller things like this, where you can kind of just hone in on it instead of the whole car. But I don't see there a need to spray any more of the super build. We have just enough left to get the repair area on the hood, and really that's all that's going to need super build. I think if you have to spray super build more than once, you should do better body work or better filler work or even better metal work. So overall it's pretty good. So next up is going to be guide coat these pieces again in 80 grit. 80 grit on the super build, and then 2K primer and 180 and then 400. So we're about 3 weekends away from a paint job. I like to do 80 grit. I think the gallon says you can sand it with 320, which I've said it previously. I don't see how that works because this stuff gets rock hard. So I like to go 80 grit, and then you can kind of feather out with 180, but I like 80 grit. So overall, I got this thing out here baking now. You can really see what needs to be done. A little bit more there. Top looks pretty good. A little bit more around the brake booster, a little more sanding. But the quarters look good. Of course, it's kind of hard to tell because it's primer, but it's coming along. So bring you guys back once I get this epoxy sprayed. All right, here we are. I'm getting ready to spray some epoxy on these valance pieces, quarter extensions, and the valance is for my 60 that I had to shorten to accommodate the Continental kit. So I had to cut and splice them. Mixed up 16 ounces, should be enough. I'm spraying this with the DeVille 1.3, about 20-25 psi. Just looking for coverage, that's all. Seal off this bare metal. These things are D8 with 80 grit. No dents. They're really hard. They're really tough steel, so no dents. Just want to get a clean slate. So bring you guys back once these things are sprayed. All right, so here we are 3 coats later. Mixed up just the right amount for 3 coats on everything. So like I say, these were D8 with 80 grit just to scuff them up. And then the unreduced white epoxy to start a good foundation for the next step. No damage, no dents, nothing really, no rust. So, especially these are nice. So next up is, I think I'm gonna spray these with 2K primer in the recoat window. So maybe in about 2 days, 48 hours or so. Just go straight to 2K primer, no scuffing. And then, you know, they're pretty much ready for another sand and paint, essentially. This took actually about 5 coats to cover that bare metal to get it to match the old epoxy. So, like I said, I had to cut and shrink these to match up. So, kind of amateur hour with the sheet metal welding, but just put a little skim of filler over it and call it good. You really don't even see it. So I think that's going to be a wrap for this this video on the bodywork process. Give you a walk around. Got everything out here baking. It is approximately 97 degrees in the shade. So yeah, it's definitely baking. Everything looks good. Everything is crisp. I don't think this body needs any more filler. If anything, maybe a little bit around the flange inside. And like I say, I only sprayed it where it needed it. Like I didn't even, you can still see 80 grit scratches. I didn't even put any right here on the edge. So this all should feather out pretty good. So like I said, I think that's going to be a wrap. Next up is block this thing down with 80 grit and keep going, but I think we're about a month away from a paint job. I believe the owner's actually buying the paint this morning. I think we're going to go with Lonestar brand base and reducer, and then we already have SPI Universal Clear. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Bring you guys back when we get some more work.